How you doing, everybody, and welcome back to Lambeau Field, where today the Packers, in their throwback uniforms, beat the San Francisco 49ers 38-14, improving to 8-4 on the season and putting themselves still in contention in the playoffs in a muddled NFC. It is very chilly outside, and I wimped out and decided not to do the proverbial video from the parking lot this week. I may regret that because I'm guessing the quality will be lower because of it. But Packers get a big win today, starting slow offensively, but Aaron Rodgers, who has been playing lights out, he now has the second longest streak without an interception in team history, following Bart Starr having beaten out Brett Favre's longest streak without an interception, and throws for 3 touchdowns today. We see Greg Jennings with 2 touchdowns, and Donald Driver with a 61-yard touchdown that was magnificent to watch and kind of epitomized the kind of guy Donald Driver is. A lot of people whispering, looking at his numbers, thinking maybe at 35 he has hit the wall. He suffered a quadriceps injury that was troublesome. He had 2 games where he went without a reception after going 139 straight with a catch, a team record. But his 61-yard touchdown, which I'm sure everyone has already seen on SportsCenter, was pretty darn impressive and a testament to his determination. Meanwhile, Greg Jennings continues to be impressive. 3 straight 100-yard games. He has been magnificent for this team, and they say they're not making an extra effort to get him the football, but his 57-yard touchdown on the free play off the offsides on the throw by Rodgers really got this team going today after struggling initially offensively. To me, the most interesting story of the day, though, has to be James Starks. I know you guys have been very excited about him. They've been clamoring for the Packers to play him. I have been a skeptic, would be putting it lightly, I will admit. And he finishes today 18 carries, 73 yards, the most rushing yards for a rookie in his debut in forever and a day. I was impressed, and if he continues to run the football that way, I will wholeheartedly admit my mistake. I will say that the coaches were as skeptical as anyone, and in talking with Joe Philbin after the game, they were very worried about him being able to hold on to the football since he hadn't run the ball in 23 months in a game that counted, in a game of any sort. The fact that he had never been tackled before in a Packers uniform. I suppose he still hasn't been tackled in a Packers uniform. He's been tackled in an Acme Packers uniform, however. But he was impressive. I thought a couple of things really stood out about the way he ran the ball. He is a tall guy, and I was talking to Reggie McKenzie after the game just for my own edification, and he explained that even though he's tall and you worry about tall running backs getting hit a lot and taking a lot of punishment and ending up hurt, he has very fluid hips. He's able to drop his hips and drop his shoulder and absorb contact better than maybe some up and down tall runners might, and that was what was encouraging. They certainly loved his upside when they drafted him, but they knew it was going to take some time, and as Joe Philbin explained, they wanted to get him so many reps in practice before getting him out there so they'd know he would at least be as ready as he could be for a guy that hadn't played since January 3rd, 2009 for the University of Buffalo. So a very impressive performance by him. I don't know how Brandon Jackson feels about it. He looks like he could be back to the 3rd down roll. He had a big reception for 37 yards, the longest reception of his career on a screen pass that set up a touchdown. But overall, I think the Packers did what they're supposed to do to a team like San Francisco, which obviously was coming off of a Monday night win, but is not a very good football team. And that's they took care of business. At 8-4, they are in the mix, but they had a win to keep pace with the Bears, who win again today. They're 9-3. Atlanta pulls one out in Tampa to go to 10-2, but Tampa now falls to 7-5, so the Packers at least get a little bit help there if they do end up as a wild card. I still think this is going to come down to those last 2 weeks against the Giants and against the Bears right here at Lambeau Field. And if the Packers are in position, if they win those 2 games to win this division, I will not at all be surprised. But as Craig and Chewy pointed out on the Miller Lite Football Show this morning, the playoffs are not a foregone conclusion with the Packers. I understand that. They're going to have to get some wins. They're going to have to go to Detroit and make sure they're not the team that stumbles against a Detroit team that I really do wonder how good it might have been had it had Matthew Stafford all season. But again, the Packers emerged victorious in a game that they needed to win and needed to win convincingly so they could just continue on. As Clay Matthews tweeted from post-game, he said, on to the next one, and that's exactly what they need to do. They go to Detroit, then they go to New England, and then they have those last two games here at Lambeau Field. We'll be doing 5 questions with Jackie Bezak, as usual, on Wednesday. On Tuesday, I will be at the Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee doing the Celebrity Blue Tender job from 5 to 6. So if you're watching this, you're in the Milwaukee area, come out to Blue atop the Pfister Hotel on the 23rd floor from 5 to 6, and I will make you a poorly made beverage that will benefit the MAC Fund. And we'll be back all week with all kinds of stories and blogs and tweets and everything else. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.